HeyFrase, Sammy K at DC Improv. It's a podcast, not a cast pod. HeyFrase, Sammy K at DC Improv.
Hey David, this is Sarah, Sammy, and Brendan.
Wow, hey there.
Yeah, it worked.
How's it going?
Yeah, it worked.
Technology, it's amazing. It's amazing what technology can do nowadays.
Hey David, thank you for...
Excellent. Well, hopefully technology could edit me. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, no problem. We can handle that too. Hey, thank you for being on our podcast. You have an amazing career, and we're super excited to talk to you about that and Dead 7.
I've heard of Dead 7, and well, thank you very much. I'm going to preface the conversation with I'm getting a little bit off of pneumonia, so I'm coughing a lot, and it only happens when I talk. So hopefully I won't talk at all during this podcast.
Now, do you look at something like getting pneumonia? Now, do you look at something like getting pneumonia before a huge movie like this comes out, and do you consider that to be like a blessing? Is it like a yin and a yang? Like, okay, something bad just happened. I got pneumonia. That means something great's gonna happen. My movie's gonna kick ass.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel about it. And I couldn't be more fortunate by having pneumonia, and I feel just great about it. So thank you, yes.
So, David, you've produced some amazing films, most notably to date the Sharknado series, and you're behind Asylum Entertainment. So tell us about being in Hollywood. How does Hollywood accept you, or do they accept you?
Well, it's one of those things of, we started off 20 years ago working out of my partner's apartment for a number of years, and we've always had this kind of independent guerrilla filmmaking attitude and approach to what we do, and we just kind of fell into that groove. So the reason I mention that is because I still don't necessarily feel like we've been invited to the grown-up table at all, but we're still the outsider. I think probably to novice filmmakers, we're more the establishment, but where we kind of feel our space is definitely in the Corman world, the trauma, a young Lionsgate. I mean, not necessarily making an established product. I mean, we're doing things, we're making up our own rules, we're kind of having fun. I mean, we're still enjoying that aspect of it. We're having too much fun to really feel like we're part of the establishment or accept the establishment part. We don't get invited to the big premiere parties and the big event stuff, and which is fine by us. No gripes there. So it's they go off and make their $1 billion movies and do their big corporate things, and we go off making our $10 movies and do our non-corporate things, and I think we're all happy with what we do.
But that being said, I mean, you guys make it sound like you're like, but you guys have some of the biggest names, out there in the celebrity world, always wanting to be out there. I mean, we recently heard a story about even Daniel Radcliffe was begging you to be in the next Sharknado. So as much as you guys are not mainstream, it seems as though you guys are kind of becoming very mainstream in a sense, especially with all the big names trying to be in there.
For many years, it was very cool to hate us and to slam us down. And at a certain point, kind of like Donald Trump, we became very accepted in the, in the world and mainstream. And people still don't know how to deal with us. So there's this cool factor to be an Asylum fan, and specifically maybe Sharknado or Z Nation or Dead 7, and so you have big celebrities, talk very overtly about hey, they want to be the next Sharknado, whatever it is. You're not going to see Daniel Radcliffe in our next movie. I mean, when it came down to all right, Daniel, let's put up or shut up, he basically shut up.
Oh no!
And so it's one of those things of it's cool to it's great to be in the cool section of hey, you want to be hip and cool and be an Asylum film, but I still think mainstream isn't necessarily ready for it.
But David, you're very humble. Okay, but there's got to be, none of your movies have ever lost money, ever. I mean, you've got to look at a guy like J.J. Abrams and go, that dick. I mean, this guy, right, he's making like a Star Wars. I mean, seriously, because you're making bigger waves than J.J. Abrams. You're probably worth more money than Abrams, but that guy gets like all the glamour, when in fact, none of your films have lost money. Nobody else in Hollywood can say that.
Well, J.J. Abrams hasn't lost money because he works for a fee and he gets back at. So he's doing a lot better than I do. I'm not saying I drive a very sweet-ass minivan, and it has an entertainment system. So I'm really very lucky. But at the end of the day, he works for fees and he works for back end. I own the company with some partners. We're our own investor. We invest back into the movies that we make and the corporation that the company that we started. It's really not rocket science on why we haven't lost any money. I mean, the easiest 80 to 100 for each crew. I mean, it's things that we're doing that makes me feel warm and fuzzy and happy. And as a better accomplishment than being invited to the Golden Globes.
And now I think everyone wants to know, because with Dead 7, you have some hunky gentlemen in this movie. Like some really good-looking ex-pop stars. When you originally make that, did you kind of always have it?
I don't know what you've heard, but I am not in this movie.
I know.
I see where you're going with it. I hear it, but I'm not in it.
Well, I guess what I wanted to know is,
just wanted to let you know.
Did you always kind of have it planned to have some sort of pop cultural icons like a boy band in this movie, or how did that even fall into place?
Again, and this just kind of shows how very untalented we truly are. Nick Carter came to us. He's a fan of the Asylum. He's a geek, horror film geek, and loves the genre stuff, and that's what we do. That's our space. And said, look, I have a passion project that I will put my time and resources in. If you could put your time and resources in, we'll co-produce it together. My part of the Faustian deal is that I will bring in my friends that are in boy bands, and we'll make this into a boy band thing.
That is
which
awesome.
Which was very attractive to us. So he brought in a few people, and then we brought in a few more, based on just Nick being involved in it. I mean, Nick has such an incredible. He's so well respected, in that space, that it was easy to make all these phone calls and go, hey, we have a Nick Carter project. We're shooting in Montana. As boy band stuff. Do you want to do this? And I don't think anyone really turned us down unless they had a concert date they were doing or something like that.
That is awesome.
Did you actually reach out to Justin Timberlake to see if he would be involved? Did anyone?
I think it was asked early on, and I think Nick did, but I could be getting this wrong. But they hate each other. No, I think it was a scheduling issue more than anything else. I have no idea what transpired between there. We didn't reach out to Justin, but I believe that Nick did.
So you have resurrected the careers of people like Tara Reid, Ein Ziering. Tell me, who was the first celebrity that you really courted, that you really wanted, that maybe had lost some fame, that you really thought, okay, shit, this is going to really put us on the map?
Yeesh. I never look at it that way. Honest to God, it's not, because I don't feel like what we do pushes any careers in a better spotlight, on a better career path. So for us, it's like, oh my God, we got, Tiffany to be in the movie. It's a great get for us. It's not like we want to revive her career. I mean, but it just so happened because we put Debbie Gibson in the movie and Tiffany in the movie, that all of a sudden, gave them a shot of kind of career adrenaline, and they toured together for a summer, and they, became BFFs, once again, and it was a big thing for them, and fantastic, but it wasn't necessarily the intent to put them in there. It was just, the intent was just selfish of trying to get a name that's willing to do some stupid little film with some giant monster, and for them just having this kind of brain fart going, yes, I'll do it, 'cause it sounds like fun. And then it becomes something more than you think it is. And that's always exciting, but necessarily the calculation.
But if any of those people really thanked you, because even if that wasn't your intention, I mean, you have made some people that maybe society hasn't really thought about in a while very popular again. I mean, has anyone come to you and really said, hey, David, thanks, man. You really, I'm Ian Ziering and no one knew me since 90210.
You know what? It's a mutual admiration society as far as we're concerned. They're very, very thankful when a film does well, and we're very thankful that they were in the film in the first place. So they're, to continue name dropping, Debbie Gibson, Tiffany, we have a great friendship now. We tweet all the time, we talk all the time, and we'll put each other in projects, and the thank you just is in this continuing relationship where, as a nerdy kid from the 80s, I would have never thought would have that relationship with these people. And it's fun, it's wonderful. But, no one ever needs to turn around and say, thanks for the assignment. But there have been many instances where Ian has talked publicly about, that Sharknado was a surprise and a big hit, and he's grateful for the experience and grateful for what we've done and what the show has become and everything else. I mean, I don't think anyone's really come away from the film if it's done well and said, screw these guys and never return the phone call again. We hire nice guys, so it's great.
We on this podcast, our podcast is very millennial driven, and there's a lot of people here in DC that have aspirations of being in the film business, being actors. And Sammy, my co-host, and I are from the radio business, which is a really difficult industry. I mean, would you ever advise people to go into producing films? I mean, or is it one of those businesses that you have to almost be so crazy and naive about that then you just get in it?
Wow. It hits home. I have 3 kids, and a couple of them, I think, want to be in the film business. And, the oldest one didn't get, she wants to be an actress, and she's 12, and she didn't get the lead in the play. And, I said, great, fantastic. She got like tree number 3, in the play. And, she was upset. And I said, look, if you're going to be upset in this business because you didn't get the lead, then get out of this business. I do not want you in this business. Because it is all full of rejection. It is, there are so many politics going on. It is never really personal. And if you can't get past yourself at this age, at 12, you're out. You're just done, which is a horrible thing. I'm a terrible father. I get that. But, it's one of those things that, I need for them to understand. This is a tough business because it is 99% of its rejection. And the other 1% is really sleeping with the right person and, knowing the right person to go ahead and taking advantage of those very slim moments that are opportunities. It's never really about nailing the audition. It's never really about getting the resume in front of somebody. It's a lot of networking and partying with the right people and socializing with the right people and going to festivals. And I mean, you're always doing politics in the business. And you never at the end of the day look back and go, the path I chose is the path I did and it got me to where I needed to be. It's never exactly what you want it to be. I never thought I'd be doing what I'm doing right now, even though I've always wanted to be in the film business and direct and produce. But I never would have seen this as my life. I'm so grateful for this life. But, it's never what you think it's going to be, which is exciting, on its own. But it's a tough one. The business is tough. And the other part of it is that it's very fleeting. I mean, the fact that we were able to make careers out of this thing and keep going after 20 years is very rare. Usually, especially friends that I have that are big stars or big producers, they had that moment. They had the one big TV show, maybe it got into another TV show, but that was it. So, you have that moment for 2, 3, 4 years, and you're pretty much done. You have to kind of think of what MV is going to be, which no one ever does. And otherwise, you're going to be working for a company like the Asylum scale, for 2 days of work. It's not fun.
You are very humble.
So hopefully I've depressed all of your...
No, that was great. Brendan, who's on our... I was going to say, David, Brendan, who's on our show, is your number one fan. I mean, he was like, you guys have to talk to David. So he wants to ask you about Sharknado. He's obsessed.
Yes. Hi, I'm Brendan.
No, I'm done. No more questions. Thank you very much.
That's it. I'm sorry, Brendan.
No.
Yes. Hi, I'm Brendan. We've tweeted numerous times and I think emailed once or twice. But yeah, basically.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, it's me. This is the voice of that Twitter person.
Yeah.
First of all, you guys have been absolutely amazing, and I have 2 questions for you about Sharknado to give to our fans. Number 1, does April live or does April die? Or do we have to wait until July to find out?
Yes.
Yes, she lives.
I am going under a tunnel right now. There you go. So,
That's it.
Awesome. And then number 2,
Yeah.
I heard from a little bird that you guys were in Vegas. So what happens in Vegas, or do we have to wait and find out?
Well, the fun answer is what happens in Vegas, of course, stays in Vegas. But I will say that Vegas doesn't do very well in Sharknado 4. Does anything really? I mean, if you're on land, you're screwed, no matter where you are.
Awesome. Well, I guess one last question. Is there anything you want to disclose about the new Sharknado film or Dead 7 that, you might find interesting?
Well, we just finished Sharknado 4 about a week ago. I know that I just got a call last night from Anthony, the director, editing away, and he's going to have his first cut in about a week. Mm-hmm. He's like, okay, what if we do this? And he's really into it, very excited about it. And, I mean, it's a very kind of complicated storyline, so we're trying to pare it down. We just have so much. We have, more cameos this time, a hell of a lot more action, just a lot of WTF moments that really kind of pushes what the story is. And I can't wait to show everybody what it is. So it's we're in the middle of it. So it's really exciting. So and like I said, the cameo count and the quality of cameo, I love. Meeting all these new people. I know Sci-Fi is going to make a big announcement about some of the more high-profile cameos. That'll be great. So I can't say anything.
Saving more careers, David.
Well,
we
that's
know.
awesome because look at
there it is.
After you've done a zombie
And then
movie.
Dead 7. Oh, sorry.
No, as you were Dead 7.
Well, you asked about Dead 7. Dead 7 is the same thing. It's it didn't start off being like a heavy cameo with stars, but the music stars. But there are a lot more than have just been announced. So I think everyone's gonna have a lot of fun with that. I think it's one of my favorite films. It's very stylish. It's Nick really drove the style on this thing with the director Danny and the editors, and it is a fun ride that I'm hoping if the ratings do really well, there's a Dead 8, a Dead 9, a Dead 10.
Yeah.
We start up at Dead 7, so
And that's
It'll be like
we
Star
just have to
Wars.
see those ratings, but I'm very excited about the premiere of that this Friday.
That's fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, after doing a zombie movie with, boy bands, we want to start the rumor here that your next movie is gonna be an alien movie, but with kitchen all-stars. We're hoping Bobby Flay, Rachel Ray, Mario Batali already kind of sounds like an alien anyway, so we're gonna start that rumor right here, but we appreciate you, Michael, so much for talking to us, man, and we can't wait to hear about more stuff, all right?
Thanks, David.
All right.
Thank you.
But we already did shoot that last week, so it's all good.
Oh, good. So then, good. You heard it here first then. All right, cheers, man.
Thank you,
All right,
David.
thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, everyone. Bye-bye.